Hello everybody, David Shuster here. Out of all the shameful Trump deportation arrests we have reported on, this one, in my view, is the most outrageous. In San Diego, that is Seethes Naser. He is a former interpreter for U.S. troops in Afghanistan. He has no criminal record and just attended as required an immigration hearing. But those are Trump Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, agents.
What's your name? What's your name?
You don't have his name. You're not entitled to his name.
Go. We'll ID him.
I work with the U.S. military back in my home country. Okay. I have all the documents. I didn't have a credible fear interview. I work with the U.S. military. I was interpreter. I work with the U.S. military.
Do you have a warrant for his arrest?
Yes, we do.
Provide the warrant. Provide the warrant.
I work with the U.S. military. Just tell to the...
You can come with us, sir. You can
provide the warrant.
You can come with us.
You don't have...
Naser trying to explain that he worked for the U.S. Army for 3 years in Afghanistan. He served American troops as an interpreter. He and his brothers even ran a logistics company providing anti-mine support for U.S. troops. Naser's employment record includes documents from a former contractor in Afghanistan. As CBS News reports, this individual, Naser, was an important part of our company commitment to provide the best possible service for our clients who were the United States military in Afghanistan, says one employment document submitted as part of Naser's SIV, or Special Immigration Visa, application. But that service made Naser a target after U.S. troops withdrew from Afghanistan. In 2023, the Taliban killed Naser's brother and abducted his father during a family wedding. The attack drove Naser out of the country and forced his wife and children to flee their Afghanistan home. In his U.S. asylum declaration, Naser wrote, "I cannot return to Afghanistan under any circumstances because I'm accused of collaborating with U.S. forces. From the Taliban's perspective, anyone who worked with foreign forces during the past 20 years is a spy and infidel and must be killed." CBS News reports after his brother was killed, Naser fled to Brazil, where he was granted a humanitarian visa. He then made the more than 6,000-mile journey on foot through the Darien Gap before reaching Mexico. In 2024, he set up an appointment with U.S. Customs and Border Protection through the app formerly known as CBP-1, which allowed migrants to schedule appointments at legal points of entry, where he was granted lawful parole into the United States. As part of his asylum process, Naser was required to attend in-person hearings in front of a judge and a lawyer from the Department of Homeland Security. When Naser showed up this time, the DHS lawyer said the case was improvidently issued. ICE agents waiting in the hall repeated that. Naser's lawyer asked for clarification or more information, but the Trump DHS lawyer and the ICE agents refused.
Like more than 3 years, I worked with the U.S. military back in my home country. But I came here
Back up.
Thank you for your service.
to make a bit of life. I didn't know that it's gonna happen like this for me. I never thought about this. I have all the evidence that I worked with the U.S. military, everything. I was interpreter. I was in a very dangerous part of Afghanistan with the U.S. military. Right.
So where's the phone?
Your neighbors stand with you.
Okay.
You don't have their name. You don't have a warrant.
See,
You make our country
You're
better.
giving us all the information military, but we need
just
more
tell to
evidence.
I didn't even know that it's gonna happen. I work with the U.S. military. I hadn't have a credible for interview.
Improvidently issued is a vague legal term. It's a catch-all, a loophole to clear dockets and meet quotas. Immigration asylum advocates say this is not an isolated incident and that ICE has been quietly detaining other Afghan allies under the same murky legal language. As of this video, Naser remains in detention. His fate and America's promise to people who helped U.S. troops is now uncertain. Naser's plight has begun to receive some high-profile attention. Mediaite headline, Fox News reporter slams ICE arrest of Afghan-born U.S. Army interpreter at asylum hearing. Fox News Pentagon correspondent Jennifer Griffin wrote simply on X, "This should anger every American." She reposted Aaron Reichlin-Milnick, an immigration lawyer, who wrote, "This guy helped our troops. He hasn't broken a single law. He was doing everything right to seek asylum. And yet ICE threw him in detention anyway with the goal of handing him to the Taliban." By all accounts, the ICE deportation raids are becoming more aggressive and at times more violent. This was the scene recently in San Diego, California. Those are flashbangs fired by ICE agents to try and clear people blocking that ICE vehicle. Here's another view from inside one of the Italian restaurants ICE had just raided. In Worcester, Massachusetts, ICE agents are pushing back a teenager after arresting her allegedly undocumented mother. The mother also has a baby. There you can see police shoving and arresting a neighbor. Amidst the chaos, more than 25 people surrounded the ICE agents and demanded they produce a warrant, but the agents refused. Staying in Massachusetts, a few weeks ago, a New Bedford cell phone video shows a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officer using a large hammer to smash the window of a couple's car during an arrest. Mary Lou Mendez said the agents detained her husband, Juan, but repeatedly called him Antonio in an apparent case of mistaken identity. The couple were on the phone with their immigration attorney, who advised them to stay in the car. Juan Mendez is an undocumented immigrant who was in the process of changing his immigration status. His wife Marilu was in the United States under asylum. And this couple wasn't even who the ICE agents were looking for. But on top of smashing car windows and snatching mothers off the streets, the targeting of foreign nationals who helped U.S. troops takes the ICE efforts to a shameful new level.
I work with the U.S. military back in my home country. I have all the documents. I didn't have a credible fear interview. I work with the U.S. military. I was interpreter. I work with the U.S. military.
Do you have a warrant for his arrest?
Yes, we do.
Provide the warrant. Provide the warrant.
I work with the U.S. military. Just tell to the...
You could come with us, sir. You could
Provide the warrant.
You could come with us.
This isn't just a story about immigration. In the shadow of America's longest war, the war in Afghanistan, this is a story about a promise the U.S. military made to people who helped them. Our nation should keep those promises and give foreign nationals like Syed Naser the safety and security he gave our troops.
I didn't even know that it's going to happen. I work with the U.S. military. I hadn't have a credible fear interview.
Locking up immigrants who not only helped us but have followed all the rules, well, that is beyond horrific. By the way, members of the U.S. military have been quietly telling Donald Trump to F off for weeks, and Trump is now reportedly infuriated that his recent military parade included squeaky tanks, sparse crowds, and soldiers perhaps deliberately marching out of sync. As the headline says, Trump sent humiliating message by awkward way soldiers marched in D.C. parade. Many of the soldiers seemed unprepared. This footage quickly went viral, and countless veterans noted that troops could march in lockstep if they wanted to. But never mind the soldiers, there were wide swaths of open grass and sparse crowds even directly along the parade route. Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular from AZ, who wrote of Trump, "He is an embarrassment to this country." I hear you. I look forward to reading your comments about ICE agents arresting an Afghan national who helped U.S. troops during the war and has followed all asylum rules. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.